And Mysterious Monkeys, once again, on the red side. Ninjas in Pyjamas on the blue. So far, the bans remain consistent. The big question, of course, will we see the Mordekaiser again? Will we see the Renekton again? Everything else felt okay to me, for the most part. Everything else felt arguable. You could make an argument that it may have worked out in the end, but Rakan actually going to be the first thing to change here in the ban phase. Second ban for Ninjas in Pyjamas. Mysterious Monkeys keeping things consistent.
Looks like right now that and Ninjas in Pyjamas basically saying, okay, Dreams, pretty good Rakan, really annoying to deal with. You called out Nagne a lot. We don't want to have to deal with that anymore. Now, last time they banned away the Kalista, and the fact that NIP have banned away the Thresh is quite interesting because it does leave the prospects of an Elise available for them to early rotate. This is a champion that Shook did have a lot of success with back in the day. We always knew him as an early game impact jungler, and while we expected more from him on Elise in, Elise is the one cut above when you look at early game impact. But with her banned, now we're looking at the big green blob.
That's an option. I'm also hoping that one day we see Shook return to the Nidalee pick. We saw it once or twice in Europe. Did not work at all. Saw it in NA, worked very well.
Oh yeah, the Mike Young.
Maybe Shook can bring it out. Not quite young, but definitely the potential to bring it out here. However, Rek'Sai going to be the priority pick. Maybe hoping to take something away from Amazing. Has been known in the past to have potentially a smaller champion pool. A lot of comfort picks historically for Amazing, but I would be surprised not to see Mysterious Monkeys just take the Zac here.
7-12. Zac received small nose, bit to his damage, right? But they weren't so severe that it's something that knocked him out of competitive play because it wasn't really his damage that he was really well known for, it was his utility. And the fact that he's made it so far through the draft very much surprises me, what we're seeing so far.
And I was speaking to Finlay as we see the Braum locked in, manager of Fnatic, and he said if this champion did 0 damage, it would still be broken, just for how much utility Zac brings to the table, but not going to be the focus.
Wow.
And of course, with the jungler already picked on the side NIP, there's no pressure for Mysterious Monkeys to take it away if they don't want to play it. Instead, are going to grab the Warwick, and it looks like earlier when we saw Mysterious Monkeys ban out the Jhin that it was the right call because it has now become the priority pick for HeaQ alongside Sprattel's infamous Tahm Kench.
I think it's always a gamble going for an early Braum because that means that you now have a favorable matchup with the Tahm Kench. He's really good at mitigating the passive of Braum, and also he actually harasses him very effectively during the laning phase because of how easy it is to get stacks on Braum, given that it's very easy and how often he is in melee range. So we're also seeing the Jhin return to the European LCS, although there was discussion from some of the AD carries with the small buffs that he did get on the 7-12 and with his recent resurgence throughout the world, really, that he would be making his way. That's why we did see it banned away, and now we get to see HeaQ on it once more.
Happy to have the cost reduction on some of those crit items, as well as the buff to Dancing Grenade and Curtain Call, as you highlighted. But now, Cassio going to be locked in by CozQ. This is a CozQ special. It's not as flashy as the Katarina or the Akali, but it is something that he has been known for in the past. And it looks like now Mysterious Monkeys have opted to use that second ban phase to take anything away that could slow CozQ down. It looks like Syndra is first on the hit list, but NIP still not looking to go toe-to-toe with Kikis on the top side of the map as they ban the Fiora out.
Very likely to save the top lane pick for the final rotation. Make sure that Kikis is on something that he can have a lot of success with again. Feel like Mordekaiser is not going to be the pick this game with the Renekton banned away. And I think Mysterious Monkeys just wanted to get ahead of the curve, right? Because Ninjas in Pyjamas could very well have just banned the Mordekaiser on this rotation. But instead now, thinking about what else could be banned away. Ooh, do you ban away AD carries? Like maybe take away the Ashe? I mean, the Kalista was one that was banned earlier on.
You're getting closer. You're not deficient level yet, but now you're on like, it's an AD carry. Got AD carry, right? One day you'll have the sight, the vision.
One day.
They hovered the vein because they like to play with my heart, but it looks like it will be back to basics here, back to the standard, more supportive AD carries, a little utility in that bot lane, a little poke, a little engage, if you can land it. So Varus will be the pick here for Yuki, saving that last pick for Kikis on the top side of the map, and I think a strategy that has worked out well for the Mysterious Monkeys in the past.
I could see Nagne going for a Taliyah into the Cassio. It can be a bit of a rough matchup, but largely it's very much a skill matchup. Very comfort pick for Nagne as well, allows him to roam around the map. And for the top lane, I feel like you should just go for something safe if you're Prophet. Like, Rumble has been banned away, Renekton has been banned away. You could go for the Galio, but recently he has been not a huge priority in this series specifically. And instead, they're going to put him on a carry.
I like everything about this, Vedius. You may not be crazy excited about these picks, but I am. You know why? Because Nagne makes plays on Taliyah. Nagne roams on Taliyah. Nagne puts walls in weird places that I don't understand. I'm definitely going to say Lord of the Pit. Nagne, now regardless of how you feel about NIP, whether you think they're an awesome team, whether you're not a fan of them, Nagne is an absolute madman on this Taliyah, and you have to wonder what Prophet can do, finally getting that carry on the top side of the map, really having the opportunity to carry. But Kikis, I'll be honest, I'm a little disappointed.
I too am disappointed.
He could have picked a carry, folks.
I was expecting a Kali right
Kali,
there,
whatever.
Pled.
Probably not Aatrox, but Aatrox. A lot of weird options. But it looks like Mysterious Monkeys stepping off the gas a little bit. They said we start with some weird picks. We're going to go back to something a little more standard, a little more understandable in the meta.
And for NIP, it's very much, once again, around the side lanes. You have a good mid-game spike with Jhin, assuming his itemization tailors towards that, and you're looking to try and get Prophet ahead. So much of NIP's playstyle has been Prophet split pushing, and in game 1, they played the side lanes beautifully. The question is, can they do it again in this game? It's all about Shook. He's on early game jungler in Rek'Sai. I want to see him gank.
We've always known NIP have had the pieces to find wins to be a better team in the LCS, but they have never successfully put them together, still unable to find a win. Well, if you want to show your support, head over to Twitter at LOL Esports, hashtag NIP win, hashtag MM win. Let us know. Don't sit in the middle. Pick a side. Vote. Tell us what you want to see. Vote for the next prop we use.
Some excitement coming in from the crowd. And remember that for the Mysterious Monkeys, a series victory here, I believe, would tie them up with Vitality. And that is a very close matchup the Mysterious Monkeys want to try and move towards. They want to get away from that relegation zone. Wins are important. So the fact that they're 1-0 up in this series, getting that one more win could mean huge for them moving forward for the rest of the season.
And when you look at bottom teams, it's easy to kind of discount some of the importance of these matches because you're only thinking about playoffs, and these teams are far away from that point. But just as important to stay out of relegation for these young teams, to get more splits in the LCS, to start to work their way up. And you can see NIP, we wanted to see changes. They are changing things in the draft at least, whereas Mysterious Monkeys have opted to change their roster, as well as a few other things. It found them their first win. Will it find them their second here? Now, Vedius, the bot lane, top lane, interesting, but feels potentially one-sided.
Yeah.
Now, the mid lane, on the other hand, maybe we're going to have control mages who push. But please tell me that's not the case. Please tell me these guys are going to try to kill each other.
Well, that's what I want, right? Because CozQ, we talked about it in game 1. At the very beginning of game 1, he is an individual that loves to play his own champions. Cassio and Katarina are two of his most stable champions that he's had a lot of success with throughout the regular season and especially during the Challenger series. And when you watch him play, he's like hyper aggressive. He's always in your face. He's always looking for action and stuff to happen. But what you probably would be surprised to hear is that so far during the regular season, this man only has a single solo kill. Whereas Nagne, his counterpart, the man that really has had not the best performances, is on 5 solo kills. He is the more calculated. He plans his attacks. He's so much more crisp in how he sets up that mid lane play. But CozQ is just like blind aggression. I just want to kill you. And often it ends up in defeat.
But of course, Vedius, every time we look at these teams, individual players aside, we have to take a look at the numbers. So far, 11 losses coming in for NIP. This could be number 12. 1 loss away from Dragonborns, from 2 away from Origin. They could be the EU Kings in their own way, but definitely not in the way that any team in the history of League of Legends has ever wanted to be. So we have to hope for more. Now Bottom getting super aggressive here. Warwick, Blood Scent comes out. Going to be easy for him to gank the bottom lane if he wants. This is a bit unfortunate for Sprattel and HeaQ. Yuki and Dreams playing much more comfortably here.
So right now, the push going in favor of HeaQ and Sprattel in the bottom lane. So let's talk a little bit more about this matchup, because for Jhin, a lot of people haven't seen Jhin in a while. You can see that he started with the Door and Shield, playing a little bit more defensive because when he tries to trade, his trading power is pretty strong in the early game, but he doesn't have the strongest of wave clear. And right now, the reason why Yuki and Dreams are conceding is because Braum doesn't offer anything in terms of wave pressure. So you can see every time Sprattel walks up, he's like, I'm going to throw my tongue at you. It's going to put a bit of harass down, and if you stay too close to me, then I'll get all my stacks off, I'll eat you, and you're going to take a chunk of damage. So that forces Dreams to play back, which inevitably forces Yuki to play back, and that just gives a little bit more freedom for HeaQ to push up and have that little bit of extra pressure. So this matchup is very support-dependent rather than AD carry.
And you can see HeaQ trying to utilize the power of the fourth shot, that guaranteed crit, to really get down a bit of damage with Dreams. Very aware of how strong it is. Does just block it up with the Unbreakable, but HeaQ playing aggressive. Level 3 already coming in for these guys, pushing into the tower. However, not really any kill pressure quite yet. Still have to wonder where the junglers are going to be, and for now, it's on the top side of the map. Although amazing, maybe looking for a bit of an early fight here. Shook not underground means that he does not have the Tremor Sense to spot him out. He's now backing off, but ready to assist the top side, and you can see Prophet making good advantage of the range advantage he has over Gragas to just push in on this lane.
Here we go, Shook. Is this it? Is this the moment we've all been waiting for? Prophet has been exerting a lot of harassment down onto Kikis. You can see down to 50% of his HP right now. But Shook is going back to base. No gank today.
0 damage to champions in 4 minutes.
But that's okay, that's okay, that's okay. That's okay. We're fine. Just hanging around. Maybe he was expecting a gank from Amazing too, so he can give him that, and he was ready for the counter gank. So that's fine.
For now, Jayce is to continue to keep pressuring. Shook, though, returns to the bottom side, perfectly timing it with the Raptor Camp respawn. Amazing going to do something similar. See what he wants to go for. Probably has the Tiamat now completed, and feels like the biggest difference of last game, at least in the early game, was the 2 junglers. You can see 48.5 jungle proximity for Amazing. That is a big number. 48.5% of the time he had from 3 to 15 minutes was spent around his laners.
And you can see kills plus assists at 15, sitting at 4. And for a pro play, that's pretty high. Involved in a lot of the early game kills that Mysterious Monkeys were able to get. And with the arrival of Kikis and Mysterious Monkeys, Kikis and Amazing to Mysterious Monkeys, they have become a very early game proactive team. That will be slowed down a little bit when you have a draft like this, but not for sure.
CozQ running out of mana, Ghost in.
Oh, he's got more than 0 damage on the bright side. I feel like he did that gank just to prove a point. But
I mean, does get a summoner still.
He does
put down a little bit of damage.
Exactly. So
we talked about Amazing, we talked about jungle proximity. Put it in context, how much that is. Shook significantly less, spent 2 minutes more time was spent from Amazing, ganking his lanes, being around his lanes, pressuring his lanes, compared to Shook. 2 minutes more.
You could make a pot of noodles boil in that time.
I mean, technically it's 3 minutes. I don't know if things are different in the UK. It's definitely like 3 minutes. It says it on the package.
I mean, okay, that's fair. But like, that's a large portion of time, is the point that I'm trying to emphasize. I just want to use a metaphor to make it easier for the audience to understand, you know? So hopefully that came across.
If you go out and get some ramen and come back, Shook will gank.
Exactly, exactly. That's right. That's a great metaphor. Bring it back to the game, though. I'm supporting you, man. I'm supporting you.
All right. Bring it back to the game.
Bring it back to the game. Bring it back to the game. Let's talk about win conditions, because it was something that we as casters, we reached out to the community and we were like, what do you guys want to hear more about? We're like, we want to know how teams win the game. And so for Mysterious Monkeys, again, scaling and team fight, right? They have this great initiation duo with Gragas, with the Varus ultimate, with Warwick as well.
Braum, huge impact with the
he can follow up as well with a lot of the sort of like dive and gap closer tools that Mysterious Monkeys have. And they scale pretty well. Varus scales well, Cassio scales well. You're going to have 2 big beefy tanks. Like, they have a good, well-rounded team fight composition that's actually pretty mobile around the map as well, especially with the Warwick. So their big win condition is, again, scaling, playing it pretty slow, trying to get a few early leads, maintain vision, and then just turn into the mid game where they have that 2 items, then they try and force fights around the Baron, the Dragon, and then that's where they have the advantage over NIP, and then they can use those kills to close out the game.
All right. That's great. Team fights, I get that. I understand that. But when you talk to me about Jayce, Taliyah, the Jhin, what do NIP want to do? Because right now,
early snowball.
Can't get top lane. Flash in. Kikis potentially in trouble. Still has the cask available. Going to knock it back.
Oh,
knocks him in.
Oh, Oh, that's what happens when you have too much to drink with Gragas. Like, he tries to share his beverage, you end up falling under the table, and that table was right next to the tower.
Calls you a scrub. It's embarrassing.
Oh, man.
Hashtag outplayed, folks.
We wanted to see early pressure from HeaQ, and that early pressure ends in disaster. Because just as we were about to talk about it, what NIP want to do is get these side lanes ahead. They want to get Nagne rolling. They want to get Profit going. I'm sure you want to invest these early ganks, but HeaQ, you are too squishy to be able to tank this tower this early on. 400 gold, so much free experience. Kikis starting off with a good lead.
Oh, that's a defeated side. Sometimes, crazy expressions, not this time. Just a little bit of sadness on the face of HeaQ. Does now have the Void Rush, maybe can hope to repeat that gank on the top side. Still a big lead for Jayce, or a relative lead. 69 to 45 CS means that he at least is even for now, but definitely not where they wanted to be. Definitely gave up the entirety of his bottom side jungle as well. So not just the 400 gold he gave to Gragas, much, much more that he has now given over to Amazing. That is disastrous in the early game for NIP.
And it's going to be even harder now for Profit. As you can see, a bit of armor is starting to develop from Kikis. It's rough, because you do have a great 1-3-1 composition from NIP. The wave clear is not the strongest when you have a Jhin, but like their teamfight value is not that bad either, especially with as you approach the 2-item spike. Like, very likely what you're going to see from the Jhin is a Ghost Blade into an Infinity Edge. And the reason for that is if you go for a Ghost Blade, you have a little bit more of an early game spike. And then when you have the Infinity Edge, because of how well he works with crit and the extra AD that you get, it just gives you a big, beefy set of damage once you hit that 20-minute mark. So that's usually what they're going for. And if you have like an advantage Jayce, if you have Nagne with a bit of a lead moving off to a side lane, that's pretty promising for you. You can hold your own, but after falling behind, we'll have to see how well NIP can bring things back.
And right now, it doesn't look like NIP are going to get the option, because Mysterious Monkeys are the one making the play, dictating the pace of the game thus far. Red Trinket comes in, question mark ping comes out, and you know that Profit smells something going on, and that means 4 members, in fact, on the top side. 4 Mysterious Monkeys. Tahm Kench already on the roam up. Sprattel does have level 6 and the Abyssal Voyage, but this could just be the pressure onto the tower. No tools for Profit to clear the wave. They're moving forward. Concussive Blows does connect. Tahm Kench is on the way in. Profit is going to get stunned up. Do they have the damage to take him out under the tower? Sprattel saves the day for now. In comes Nagne on the backside. Amazing. Moving forward, trying to leap out, trying to get to safety. The heal comes in, saves his teammate, but Nagne! That's 2, firing back with the threaded volley.
So, very quick response there from Nagne, making his way up to the top side of the map. Is able to get himself 2 kills, and HeaQ continues his pressure down in the bottom lane. Mysterious Monkeys, they tried to go for a dive up top. They felt that they had the numbers advantage. They did not respect how quickly NIP could answer with the Tahm Kench, with the Taliyah. And now they should be able to get a Rift Herald as well.
50% of the health as well on the bottom tower. Nagne coming in clutch in that fight as well. That's the Taliyah you have to keep your eyes on. But Kikis, he's not satisfied with the way those plays worked out. He's looking to start a fight with HeaQ. Moving forward, proccing a little bit of damage. Body slam just to keep it going. Does not have the cask. Just trying to walk down the Jhin. Don't know if he's going to go for the dive. Does get the TP out in the end, but he's been locked up. Jayce on the way in. Acceleration gate is there as well. Lock forward. HeaQ, not a ton of mana left. Does he have enough for the curtain call? We will find out. Profit hunting. Keep your eyes on the Taliyah. No one going to walk away in the end with any kind of advantage, but Amazing's on the top side with Sprattel. And that means no more pressure coming out from Yuki60 and Dreams. Sprattel not going to get locked up either. Vedius, this is much more explosive in the early game than game 1.
Certainly seems that way, and NIP are the ones with the lead as of right now. Amazing, though, he's going for a gank down onto Profit.
Could be in trouble. Getting the fear charged up, trying to knock it back. Kikis does not have the cast quite yet. Wants to leap forward. No ult for Amazing either. They're just going to try to walk this one down. Profit does have flash. Have to be careful. Knock back into the team. Flash out from Profit. Dishing out decent damage onto Amazing. Maybe going to look for a little bit more. Amazing has no chance to respond. And now Kikis has no mana. Profit may want to just keep this going. The Jayce Respecting the Cassio in the end, though. Keep your eyes on Prophet. I don't think there's any footwork that can save him here. Oh, moving back. Makes CozQ look foolish for a moment, but still gets the kill in the end.
But think about how many people went down to the bottom lane from MM. Yes, you get the kill down onto Prophet, but he got to kill himself. And now NIP with a Rift Herald are 4 members strong and are looking to siege onto that tier 2.
And after the Mordekaiser play, we thought for sure that they'd be the Johto League champions. Not going to happen this time around. Looks like NIP superior Pokemonsters once again. So let's take down the tier 2. Nagne just continues to be so obnoxious to deal with here in the mid lane, and NIP dominated.
Very, very dominant for sure. They've now been able to extend their gold lead to a healthy amount. Cloud Drake is the first on the board, and neither side really interested in that brisk breeze, probably after the awful weather that we've had in Berlin today. But the focus for HeaQ and Sprattel will be this top tier 1. The answer from Yuki and Dreams to try and keep these early towers from going down. But we have to think of the bigger picture. Remember the win conditions that we talked about early on. Getting Prophet ahead, getting Nagne a few kills, make these roaming death squad champions that can very quickly turn from 4 members into 5 in your favor. You want to get them ahead. And now the fact that Prophet gets himself a kill in a 1v2, the fact that Nagne picked up a double, things definitely on the upswing for NIP when trying to win the game.
HeaQ going to take down another tower, look to extend the gold lead even further, a little north of 2K before the 15-minute mark. NIP doing much better this time around. I like the change here. Coming in for the team, this pick ban seems to be suiting them much better. No Renekton and Mordekaiser top lane, but amazing. Hello.
Hello.
Sir. Don't know what to say about that one. Amazing now chasing him down. Well, sometimes, folks, in competitive play, you wait around the corner and see if they notice you.
As Lord of the Pit, what are you doing in my jungle? Yeah, just a bit of back and forth trading. Nagne will return back to the middle lane. Farming ensues once more. I gotta be honest, a little disappointed with this Warwick pick so far. Zac was open. Lee Sin was open as well. A lot of early game junglers available. We know that recently Zeus has brought out the Hecarim. Feel like there are a few more options too. You could have even put the Gragas in the jungle, and I'm yet to see Amazing have any sort of big impact with the Warwick yet.
Has not happened, but of course have to respect the damage reduction on the Warwick, the ult, the potential for engages. Maybe Mysterious Monkeys can make more picks as we move into the mid game, but for now, NIP chasing the lead, looking to keep this snowballing. And when we look at it too, you can see item differences coming in. Although a lot of relatively even in the jungle, there are some small advantages pretty much across the board for NIP.
So to give our viewers some context, what you'll notice is double Tiamat on both the junglers. The purpose of the Tiamat, later on, it'll probably turn into the Titanic Hydra, which scales very nicely with health and tank items. But it's mainly for jungle clear speed. For a Warwick and a Rek'Sai, usually their early jungle clear is not the strongest, so you go for an early Tiamat to help you get through the jungle a little bit faster. We can hear the players yelling right now, so I feel like a fight's about to start.
Nagne moving forward, wall comes out, now Dreams and Yuki are isolated, they're going to get knocked back, but Nagne could be in trouble. Flash forward from Amazing, he's looking to get something done. Curtain call comes in, but it's not enough. Nagne's still alive, Sprattel eats him up, wants to take him to safety, but cannot deliver him into the hands of Kikis. Heal goes through, Shook takes him down, and now Prophet is in the middle of the action. He just wants to burn through Yuki. Amazing does not have the damage to save the day, and CozQ is all on his lonesome, unable to attend the fight, but Kikis wants to fire back. Can he get a kill in exchange? No, but HeaQ will take down Amazing. That's the 3 for 0. They're keeping it going. CozQ, you're going to need to outplay, buddy, and I don't know if you've got a chance. Nagne moving forward, the work ground. Going to stop any further damage. Sprattel just looking to apply some stacks. Snare not going to connect. CozQ wants to keep it up, but it's just too much. It's too little for the side of CozQ, and NIP just crush it.
Beautiful team fight from the ninjas in pajamas. Exquisite execution, and I have to give so much praise to Nagne and how he played the latter half of that fight. The whole team responded well, but we really have to track his positioning and how he played that 1v1 against CozQ, because I believe he dodged at least 4 of the Qs from that madman. So we can watch it again. You can see that Nagne is the initiator. He throws down the wall to set up the fight, cutting off the top half of CozQ and Amazing from the rest of the fray. Bear in mind, this is a 3v5 fight to begin with. Kikis TP's in, but his impact is minuscule. He doesn't have the mana to really contribute, and Shook and Prophet are just going to town on the top side. And just keep your eyes on Nagne in the bottom side of your screen. You can see the Prophet very comfortable cleaning up the rest of the fight. Kikis, he's trying to get something back for the rest of the team, but they just struggle so much, and then just Nagne super easily gliding in and out of all the CozQ queues, just making sure to avoid the poison so that in any kind of 1v1 scenario, he was guaranteed to win.
All right, Vedius, I'm going to take us off track a little bit. I know you're a Dragon Ball Z fan.
Yeah.
You know what this feels like to me?
What does it feel like?
Do you remember early seasons? Remember Goku was training with King Kai, and he has to chase that monkey around?
Yeah.
He has to try to catch the monkey on 10 times gravity.
He does.
To me, that was game 1. Game 2, I feel like NIP are Goku, and they have definitely caught the monkey, Vedius. Like, it is KO Ken time, and they are powering up, man. And now Dreams, he's got to be careful. He's backing up. Sprattel just going to sidestep, although this could be the turning point. I don't know if NIP have caught the monkey anymore. Not 100% sure. Sprattel on the run. CozQ on the backside looking for the outplay, but has to respect Shook. Dreams moving in as well. Sprattel is going to go down. That's the pickoff for Mysterious Monkeys, and suddenly they look a little bit more in control.
Yeah, all right. So that was a little overzealous. Nagne, he was up top side, just checking the Baron was okay. He's like, have I got to put a wall up here? He's like, no, okay, we're good, we're good. But the rest of his team were like, hey, let's get some deep vision. And Mysterious Monkey's like, you guys are 3v5. We're going to try and force a fight. They used the Warwick ult to cut the escape off. You had CozQ from behind. Everything was looking great, and they find themselves a pick. And this will alleviate some of the pressure from NIP, except for the fact the top lane was still pushing. So now you can see Shook and Nagne getting some deep vision around the top half of Mysterious Monkey's jungle.
Oh, classic competitive league, jungler waiting in a bush. Now backing off. Shook having a much better performance this time around. Still wasn't an insane early impactor, but now looking to make up for it in the mid game as Nagne continues to pressure out. That does connect. CozQ gonna get knocked back. Out comes the curtain call. Nagne just backing off, knows to respect it, but in goes Dreams, leaping in with the Unbreakable to save his mid laner.
Feel like Jhin spent a little too long with Gragas after those 4 shots. Not quite able to land. CozQ, he does get away with his life, but pressure still in the favor of NIP. Ladies and gentlemen, this is how you play side lanes. This is how you control minion waves. This is how you exert pressure. Because if you want to try and push up top, sometimes you have to stop pushing because there are 2 bigger minion waves off on the other parts of the map. But NIP, because they have pressure top, mid, and bot, it means that MM are forced to disperse. They cannot utilize the full 5v5. Their win condition is all about fighting, scaling, trying to get at you with this big team fight, which they can then turn in their favor. But NIP are like, no, we got an early lead. We're happy. We're just going to split you apart across the map. And now they are the ones in full control.
Looking forward to things looking good for NIP in this game. 4K lead. Kills on their mid laner, their 80 carry now working towards the static shiv as well. The largest lead that they have had all summer, Vedius. And it seems like a nice little blend of comfort picks, a little bit more early game action. Works well in the favor of NIP.
Yeah. Who'd have thought Nagne's really good at Taliyah? We've seen it time and time again. We saw it in his week 1 performance. And every time he brings that in the game 2, and he always has a good game. But can NIP close Drakos? Because we've seen NIP with leads before. They had a lead against H2K, and then they made that one bad decision, which just resulted in disaster. So 1-3-1 is a difficult strategy to pull off. You have to be constantly mindful of where your opposition is, where they can collapse at you from, and when you can look to really siege onto those towers. Otherwise, it's super easy for MM to just force a fight and get the collapse out.
So many variables, but they are set up around the map. The 1-3-1 is a fact. Shook, Sprattel, HeaQ in the mid lane. You got Nagne off to the side, Jayce off to the side as well. Still now looking to get vision to set this up to make sure that they can execute on this strategy. Shook sitting on a ward, though, not great for the team. Not the perfect angle there on the Scryer's Bloom, but will at least spot out a single ward. Amazing and Dreams, though, ready to follow up if NIP want to push too deep.
So right now, they're just trying to set a vision around Baron. The fact that CozQ's been dragged up top means that NIP could try and force something. Great utilization of the wall.
I like this from Nagne. HeaQ isolated. Keep your eyes on the Warwick, though. He's right over the wall. Sprattel on the side trying to take out Kikis, but the rest of the fight is still raging on. HeaQ moving forward. Nagne has been taken down. That is 2 for the Mysterious Monkeys. And the double kill from CozQ. Vedius, you said they'd overstep, and that might just be it.
The intention from NIP was to just rush down the tower with the Nagne wall, but the fact that Sprattel got distracted trying to help Prophet deal with Kikis meant that that became a 3v4 in the mid. We talked about how easy it is for MM to force a fight. They did it, and now without their jungler, there's no way NIP can get this steal.
Shook is dead. Nagne, Lord of the Pit, is dead, and that means NIP could just be done and dusted. They lose the Baron now to Mysterious Monkeys. They dominated the game up until this point, but what was once a 4K gold lead has dwindled to almost nothing. 1K in the lead now.
So let's see exactly how NIP get collapsed upon, because you can see Sprattel, he's just trying to zone away Kikis, but amazing. He dives onto Nagne, who positions very forward up in the lane, trying to get down onto Yuki. With the wall gone, it becomes super easy for the rest of MM to get the collapse down. And the Mysterious Monkeys, it's just so easy for them to get that 3v4 collapse.
And I think we have to be critical, because Sprattel, I get it, man. You're hungry, you want some kills, but like, we're in the mid game now.
Yeah.
Your job is not to kill people. Your job is not to engage outside of that Abyssal Voyage. You need to save HeaQ. You need to save Nagne. These guys cannot protect themselves without you there. And gotta say, Mysterious Monkeys see him leave the fight and just instantly open up on that opportunity.
And this is why dashes or hopes always get dashed when watching NIP, because they often get these early good starts. A lot of them are off the back of Shook's early game involvement. But then, just one bad decision, it always ends in disaster. And so NIP, they're now playing up against the Baron. They still have the gold lead. They still have the potential to play the 1-3-1, but they don't have the same kind of lead to force MM to split up. Now MM are way more confident to try and force a fight.
And you got to think, NIP group up under this tower is exactly what Mysterious Monkeys want in terms of fight. Yuki uncontested as he pressures forward. Prophet, though, staying true to himself, constantly pushing in on that side lane.
Prophet, he likes to sit in the side lane, take a lot of solo objectives, but MM, they don't care about him. Their focus is on this mid-tier 1, and they should be able to get it.
Well, backing off, HeaQ, not enough wave clear in the kit. Rapid fire cannon, not the static shiv coming out, so no real way to reliably clear it, but HeaQ, Nagne and Prophet rather, gonna pick up a little bit more farm, hope to be stronger in their side lane for now. 1 minute and 30 seconds left before we can call the map even, close to even. However, still a small lead for NIP, but what was once, you know, a slow, steady potential 1-3-1 win has once again become so much more scrappy. But CozQ, flash in, damage does move forward, amazing. Backing off, in comes Nagne, ult comes out, cleanse just to stop CozQ from going any further, but there is no Sprattel nearby, and that means it's easy to turn this around with the Cassio. She does too much damage, there is no one there to kill her. That is the double coming in for amazing, and NIP once again overstep.
NIP try to find a pick onto CozQ. They think, oh, there's just a solo Cassio in the middle lane, maybe we can find a pick, but the response from the Mysterious Monkeys was beautiful. Amazing coming in from the flank. The instant teleport from Kikis. They get themselves a double kill, and now they're trying to get themselves the base.
42 seconds left and counting down on this Baron, about 15 on Nagne, 15 on Shook, but Mysterious Monkeys, they've got their sights set on that inhibitor tower, and will they push for more? Because they caught out Sprattel. They've knocked him up. They've locked him down with the concussive blows, and now they just want to keep moving into the base. He's feared. He's taken out. HeaQ is next to Flash. The only thing keeping him alive is Mysterious Monkeys are going to break open the base.
Mysterious Monkeys looking so much more in control of the game. They get themselves another kill down onto Sprattel. They're going to get themselves an inhibitor. And NIP are struggling to find answers.
Prophet trying to fire back. Takes down the tier 2 tower, but there is not a big enough minion wave there. There is not enough time for the team to buy because the Baron buff's still alive for most of them. It means the quick recalls and no chance to fire back. Prophet could be in trouble here. Braum just moving in to stop.
Oh, he did. There is no way he's going to get away from this collapse. He's just trying to get the tower if he can.
Nope. You're wrong, Vedius. He's trying to kill Dreams, or he's trying to kill the tower.
What is he trying to do?
He might actually get this. They should have just backed. NIP could have...
Oh, Prophet. He gets the tower. It will cost him his life, but that was worth.
I don't know what to say, guys. I feel like they could have just backed.
I want to, like, I'd love to know how long Amazing spent actually just sitting on the base, because I was watching him, and I thought, maybe he's just waiting for an item, maybe just the last bit of gold to buy whatever. But he just sat there and he watched, and I thought, oh, he's dead because Amazing's gone back. But no, he was like, no, I need my pets first. I need to be patted for being a good dog, and instead, doesn't cold play
I feel
pets.
it was like, Dreams, this is your rite of passage. 1v1 a top laner with 3 items. You want to be the best, you have to beat something impossible. Well, doesn't happen. And now Dreams not only loses the 1v1, but they lose the inhibitor tower as well. And just questionable. We can still say, though, Vedius, questions aside, questionable plays, decisions aside, Mysterious Monkeys are definitely in the lead. Now, the gold, pretty much dead on even, but the inhibitor being open gives them so much.
Just bear in mind, the only towers that Mysterious Monkeys were actually able to take were in the middle lane. Only just now did the tier 1 in the bottom lane fall, and Prophet is continuing to split push, so he's still trying to answer the pressure that Mysterious Monkeys were able to put out. He's going to sacrifice his life to get another tower.
Prophet versus the towers, folks. Now, see, sometimes you queue up for PvE,
oh my God,
and sometimes you queue up for PvE, and Prophet's a PvE kind of guy, and I think we have to respect that, and he's just going to blast Cone out. Whoop, whoop. Amazing's running really fast dog.
He's coming.
Where's the Thundering Blow? There's the heal coming in as well. Oh my God, Prophet. Oh, cannot be disabled. Shook is here as well. Amazing. There comes the Tahm Kench. They might just turn this back. Oh no, it's disaster, boys. Mysterious Monkeys. Just mess it up, man. It does not come together.
Amazing. The blood scent, it fills his eyes. He's on the kill.
Blood
and he
in his
wants
eyes.
it.
You can't see him, but you see the trail, and it's the only thing you want.
He's like, Prophet, I'm coming. And then he just goes too deep. The Tahm Kench ultimate, shook from over the wall. Instant turnaround, they get themselves a kill. They get themselves a tower, and the gold goes back in NIP's favor. Oh, this is the sort of game we wanted.
40 seconds until that Baron, Vedius. Nagne up, alive, cleanse available. No flash, could be a point of weakness. Amazing, still a bit of a ways away from that ult. Fumbles on both sides, but Mysterious Monkey's going to take the free tower. However, in the meantime, NIP, they've faltered here before trying to push in this mid lane, but they are determined this time around to take it. However, they may need to just collapse on the top side. Dreams, CozQ, Yuki pushing forward. Tahm Kench is there, does not have the Abyssal Void.
Look at Prophet again. This man, he just doesn't know how to group with his team, and he doesn't care because he's like, if you leave, I'm taking your base. You can just see how confident he is as a player as the rest of Spice watch too. This pinnacle of League of Legends.
Look at Kabi. Kabi, I love your hair, buddy. You're doing good with the gray hoodie, too. Looks like a certain documentary movie. It's Justin Bieber. He looks like Justin Bieber.
Oh, he looks like Justin Bieber. Is that what you're trying to say, Drakos?
Yeah, but I was afraid that there might be some other potentially negative documentary it could be connected to. No idea what, so I had to specify.
So, well, with that out of the way, let's focus on now the Baron that is likely going to be the big point of contention for the both teams. Because what MM want to do is force a fight around the Baron, remember? Like, their composition is all about fighting, really good at setting up engagements. They're going to force it.
Guys, bot lane.
Yep. But can Shook get a steal? If he gets a steal and they get themselves that bottom hib, that's how they stay alive.
I think you forget. Nagne is Lord of the Pit. Walled in, knocked out, Shook on the way in. Can he steal it in the end? Curtain call coming. Amazing solo. Where's it gonna go? They do get it, but Nagne, they're still looking for a little bit of blood. Inhibitor is now down. Baron buff in favor of the Mysterious Monkeys, but Nagne, he's going toe-to-toe with Kikis. No one gonna come out with the advantage, but HeaQ, he's stopping the backs. He's moving forward onto CozQ. They're dipping, they're ducking, they're diving, they're looking for the fight, but they're not gonna find it. Sprattel ready with the Abyssal Voyage is gonna go over the wall. Kikis waiting around the side, and it looks like Sprattel may have gone too far, but Nagne and Shook are on the way into the fight as well. HeaQ remains untouched. Kikis not taken down yet. Yuki desperate to get back into the fight. There's Amazing out of nowhere to try to bring it back, and that's advantage for the Mysterious Monkeys. Flash forward, the exhaust. NIP, HeaQ trying to find the side steps. Varus, no major CC yet. There's the hail of arrows to slow it up. There's the concussive blows, the heals coming out. Shook coming back, trying to save him up. The flash out to safety. The patience from HeaQ. Gonna get him out with his life.
And NIP, they just try to buy time for Prophet to join the fray. Meanwhile, Prophet gets another tower in mid lane. This guy's gonna go for the 1v1.
I don't think he's gonna get it. Amazing, so much CC, so much sustain.
Oh, that's cheating!
No, it's not. We told Dreams your challenge, you had to kill the top laner, and he did it. Good job, Dreams. You're now a top tier support. You've 1v1 to 3-item top laner.
Oh.
Kind of.
So, let's see how they do this. Okay, so this is after the Baron. Basically, Sprattel goes in alone, just a little bit too deep. All you had to do was stop from basing, and instead they try to commit to the fight. Before Prophet gets there, and really, if they had him, maybe, just maybe, NIP could have swung that fight in their favor because he's a pretty fair top laner. But instead, they go for it a little early. It was a little uncoordinated. A lot of mana was lost from Nagne. Bear in mind, Nagne, he did come very close to stealing that Baron. Amazing. He failed the smite. And I thought Nagne might be able to get it, but the body box, he couldn't quite land the Q onto the objective. So, Mysterious Monkeys, they do secure it. They now finally got themselves a gold lead, but NIP, they have the tower lead.
Oh, Vedius. Here we are. Mysterious Monkeys pushing down once again with Baron. Can they get something greater? Can they break open another inhibitor? Can they break the base further?
So the thing about Prophet is I feel like his slogan is like, it doesn't matter if my team is losing, I'll get you gold. And that's why his name is Prophet, because no matter what he does, his decisions always end in a profit. That could be like on his business card. Always getting your team a profit.
2-4-4, but I have a 70 CS lead and I've taken almost all of our towers in the game. Unfortunately, Vedius, it is not winning them the game right now, and as we mentioned earlier, that is the most important thing. So Nagne, he's going to have to use that Weaver's Wall to hold on, and Mysterious Monkeys, they're just going to move right back into mid lane to take that open inhib.
I love this strategy. NIP are just like, stall, let Prophet end the game alone. We'll have to send Kikis to try and answer, but then they should be able to get this mid inhib.
And the 4v4, I don't think it favors the team without Prophet there. CozQ now moving forward, maybe a little too aggressive there. Does take a bit of poke, not going to get snared up into the tower. Nice footwork coming in, or snake work.
Well, he does dodge out from it.
Slither work.
Yeah.
We should ask Splice, they'll know.
They'll know, they'll for sure know.
Snake-based footwork equivalent, folks, let us know.
And Kikis, he's just wave clearing right now. He's actually stymieing a lot of the pressure from Prophet. And Mysterious Monkeys, they're just slowly working their way in. NIP, they're too afraid to fight. And here comes the Blood Rush.
Well, blocking a lot of the wave clear, amazing, reducing what damage he can, using that ultimate to clear it out.
Prophet's doing it.
Prophet, can you stop? Can you play normal League of Legends? No, he doesn't need to.
Oh my god,
he's stopping the back.
Go, Prophet, go! Keep true to your business card. Get your team the advantage that they need.
That's another open inhibitor. There are more open inhibitors. Mysterious Monkeys have had 2 Barons, Vedius, 2 Barons, and they've taken down more inhibitor towers on the side of NIP. Now, admittedly, this Infernal Drake going over is pretty bad news when you're going up against a Cassio who is building 6 items, no boots. She's going to benefit the most from that scaling. Just about any champion in the game. And what happens when Prophet runs out of things to split push?
Prophet never runs out of things to split push.
He'll split push down the mid lane. Yeah. We've never seen it before, but he'll find a way.
He did it. He did it earlier. When they were all around the Baron, he went mid and he was like, that's my tower. What are you trying to do? You want to kill my team? That's fine. I still end in a Prophet. I don't know why he's American, I mean. But Baron power play heavily in favor of the Mysterious Monkeys. Perfect average. So really good utilization of that.
Makes our stats teams' lives easier. You know, no big outliers there.
That's for sure.
Just spot on, bang on there. Now, okay. All right, let's reset.
Let's reset.
Prophet split pushes.
Let's look at...
What's next? What's next?
What's next? Okay, so they have the middle inhibitor. Prophet is bottom lane, so has just said, you know what? Screw it. Let's forget him. Let's just group as a 5. Let's try and force a fight. Gonna be difficult because Nagne, he still has the wall, and Sprattel is difficult to die. So they're just gonna keep wave clearing. A lot of that wave will be cut short. and they're just stalling. They're just waiting for Prophet to try and win the game for them.
Yuki takes so much damage. That's bad news for them.
He's there again. He's there again.
Prophet's like that kid. You're like, hey, don't eat the cookies. And every 2 seconds, he goes back right into the jar. He just can't help himself.
Well,
Kikis no mana, though, on the back of that fight. Now they're looking to trade 1-for-1 on the inhibitors.
Oh,
to back off, leaping forward. The fight has now started in favor of Mysterious Monkeys. Shook caught out. It looks like he will be knocked down, but out comes the curtain call. Who can they take? Prophet is in on the back lines, but he's not having any effect here. Much better at taking down those towers than he is at taking down the members of Mysterious Monkeys. They're pushing in. They could just end the game right here. All of the efforts, all of the towers, everything that NIP did in the early game could mean nothing.
It looks like NIP, they have no answers left. Prophet was forced to join, but CozQ's going to look into end.
Can't get it. Does get the kill in the end, and that's going to do it. NIP, they're walking away. No options left. That is the clean ace. That is going to do it. Mysterious Monkeys take down the Ninjas in Pyjamas and find their first series win.
Oh, Prophet. You were very entertaining to watch. You can see the look of disappointment on Nico's face. Mysterious Monkeys, their best opportunity really to get a win on the board. Things do not get easier for NIP moving throughout the rest of the split.
Truly difficult to sustain the loss for NIP. But there you see the Mysterious Monkeys. They find the win in the end. And they do not come out unscathed for sure. They have to lose inhibitors. They have to give up objectives on the side lane. But they stuck tried and true to their compositions, to their strength in team fights. And at the end of the day, they are the team that out-executed. They are the team that secured the Barons every time. Amazing. Consistently, the Elder Dragons and Barons in Game 1 slips up a little bit in Game 2, but the team is there to back them up. And in the end, it all works out.
They had to work hard, though. Very, very hard. Prophet made their life exceptionally difficult. And you have to think that NIP, things looked good for them. They had control over the early game. And again, like the score was 7-3. The gold was in their favor. They had the perfect 1-3-1. And then when they tried to siege onto that mid-tier 2 is where everything collapsed as Amazing comes for a high five with the casters.
We're part of the loop too now.
We're part of the loop. Welcome
you gotta praise them. It's their first win. That's the first time they gotta do that. They gotta get everybody, including us.
Oh, my dreams are so happy.
They earned it. They earned it. And we cannot say that it's gonna be an easy road ahead for Mysterious Monkeys, but this is a positive start for them overall. And I think it looks good right now. I think they can take this as improvement. They can look to next week, and hopefully they can work it out in the end. Well, Ninjas in Pyjamas fought their way back to tie the series. Well, rather, they took the series in the end for Mysterious Monkeys. So let's jump over to the analyst desk for a closer look.
Thank you very much, Drakos. Yes, the Mysterious Monkeys did win 2-0 to close out the series. Let's jump straight back to picks and bans because we have quite a lot of content to rush through here, Deficio. What were Ninjas in Pyjamas trying to do? What was the response from the Monkeys? What did you think of the draft?
So, NIP decided to say, you know what, Zach, we don't care. We want early game jungler, so they first pick Rek'Sai. Fantastic early ganking, you know, you build warrior enchant, you're strong. Then they also said, okay, fine, we need a mid laner that can push and roam. So that is basically what they have with Taliyah. And obviously then they have a top lane who can split push. So they set up all these different things to kind of really play around Prophet. And we even have like this little checklist that they have now fulfilled. So as I said, Rek'Sai jungle, early game jungler, right there. Roaming mid laner, Taliyah, right there, locked in. And carry top lane, Jayce blind pick. There's no real good answer right here for Mysterious Monkeys, so they pick Gragas. Everything is in your favor. If you're Prophet, you just got to execute some early ganks as well.
And of course, this is what we wanted to see from NIP, using a player like Prophet, unlocking him. But in order to unlock him, Shook needs to make those ganks happen because you can only have an early game jungler like Rek'Sai pay dividends if they make plays happen. So what was good or bad about this?
Well, I like that Shook are looking for early ganks. Mid lane against Cassiopeia, when you have a Taliyah, it's very easy to force a flash and then return gank. And you can't really gank Jayce's lane right now because if you look at the minimap, everyone, you can see Gragas is on these towers. So you can't kill him yet. Let's roll the replay. Funny enough, though, there seems to be missing someone on the map, and that is...
Where is Nagne?
Taliyah. So Shook should not gank yet. He can literally wait 2 seconds more and Nagne will be in range to force Cassiopeia's flash, and they can then return gank. But Shook just walks in for no reason 2 seconds earlier. Then he goes top lane, and we see coordination issues. If you're flashing on the tower as Shook in the early game, Jayce needs to flash with you.
Yeah.
So you can actually kill the Gragas. Prophet is like, nah, boy, I'm auto-attacking from range here. I'm not going to help you. Doesn't even flash the ulti from the Gragas, and then Shook is left alone and dies. So that early game jungler with the early game ganks,
Scratched.
scratched for now.
Advantage top laner, scratched when Gragas gets a kill,
Yeah,
etc. Also showing Shook some miscommunication with Nagne, some miscommunication with Prophet, not greatest. But NIP found a pretty exciting team fight around 16 minutes. Let's pull this next replay up. And Defisho, what about the setup? This was a point where I said, hey, this kind of lead could give NIP the game.
This is what I like about Nagne. He's a bit of a madman sometimes with how he engages on things like Taliyah and even Corki. So he goes all in for that wall, and it actually starts a good fight for NIP, where in the end you see Shook coming into the backline. That's what you can do with new Rek'Sai and her ulti. And of course, Prophet, who's been getting a solo kill at this point, who's level 11, like he's fairly strong, getting some more kills as well. So at this moment here, we were like, oh, 3 games. NIP have now finally fulfilled everything. They have a split pushing top laner with Blade the Ruined King who can win the side lane. The rest of the team is actually fairly fed at this point, especially Nagne. And also HeaQ is currently sitting on Ghostblade and Infinity Edge. They got everything they need to win this game.
Okay, there's a gigantic but, which you're going to get to in a moment. Prophet, the lowest kill participation of every single player in the EU LCS, because for the next 20 minutes, he just played side lane. He played inhibitor game, he played split push, something he's done a whole bunch. We looked at Shook, we looked at some of those plays. How did Mysterious Monkeys get 2 Barons?
Well, let's pull up the next replay, Trevor, now that we are acting so awesomely here that people can clearly not see we rehearsed or practiced this. Pause this one. Okay, I want to ask everyone at home, if you're playing Tahm Kench, what is your job here? Is it A, to stay with your carries in the mid lane so Warwick can't just jump them and kill them, or B, chase the enemy top laner who's down at the bottom of your screen right now, where you can see Kikis, and abandon your carries? A or B, Trevor?
B. Go,
okay, B.
Go
Let's
with
roll
Kikis.
the replay.
Did I pick the right one?
You picked B.
I picked B. Look, that's what Sprattel's doing.
He's chasing him. Wait a minute. What's going on in the mid lane?
Oh, I picked the wrong one, didn't I?
Oh, that was not good, Trevor. Yeah, you just picked the wrong one. You just lost the game. You got to try again now because you just lost 2 guys in the mid lane.
Well, that is frustrating. One decision, one devour, not to save your carries.
So we should obviously blame Tahm Kench for chasing, but also the guys in the mid lane. If your support is already leaving you,
don't engage, don't get
step
caught.
forward, go back. But it is hard when Warwick can jump the wall. They felt safe due to the wall from Nagne. Without a Tahm Kench devour right there, that's not going to happen. And guys, that's how you throw away a lead. Congratulations, Mysterious Monkeys, 2-0.
2-0, that means they are now 2 wins, 2 losses with their new roster. Mysterious Monkeys took their first series win of the split for more. Pyra is with their victorious top laner.
Thank you very much, gentlemen. Oh, Kikis, all of a sudden this Mysterious Monkeys team's starting to look good, and a big part of it seems to be you and Amazing. First off, I just got to tell you, you're the player of the series. How's it feel to get back on that stage and be the big man there?
Wow, I don't think I've gotten player of the series for like 1.5 years or something, so I guess that's good to be back and show that I can actually play the game.
Yeah, so far so good, and you're doing it with a few unconventional picks. I just got to ask you, since over the last 2 weeks, we've seen the Aatrox, we've seen the Mordekaiser, why exactly?
I don't really limit myself to the meta kind of champions per se, but like Mordekaiser was played in LCK and I was like, okay, this can probably work with like Khan, how he played the matchup. And I just tried in scrims, I was like, oh my god, like Renekton cannot even do anything. So I'm not really ever scared to pick up champions like that. And with Aatrox, it was mostly that I just played a bit, like Amazing told me he's good. And then I played a bit of Solkis and was like, okay, maybe he's good. But in the team comp I picked him, it was kind of hard because they had like a trash cannon, and it was pretty hard for me to play out the team fight. But I think with proper enemy team comp, he can actually work as well.
It's nice to see that you're enabled to kind of play these different champions and continue your signature style. Now you've come into a team that has been struggling, the Mysterious Monkeys, and it seems like you and Amazing have had, pretty much an instantaneous impact on the Rift. How has it been off the Rift? What's the team environment been like, and how have they told you that you've changed it already so far?
I think people undervalue a lot what veterans can bring to the team. with both experience and when someone plays the game for so long, he changes as a person, because I improved so much as a person, even like year to year, like month to month, I always like improve and I get more mature. And it's not only what you bring in game, but also outside of the game, the work ethic, team environment, how you like pronounce stuff instead of being like, oh, you did this, but it's being like, okay, you could have done this better and this better, you can work on this, and just being like positive and helpful and being kind of like the big brother figure that people need, especially in the new teams that are like consistent of full rookies. So I think, yeah, people really undervalue what veterans can bring to the team, and I think there has to be a good mixture of like veterans, like 2 or 3 veterans and 2 or 3 rookies in the team for it to like work properly.
Well, it looks like you guys have the recipe for success for now. That being said, there are still some problems we're seeing on the Rift. Some uncoordinated fights, some messy plays. You guys aren't winning perfectly. What are you working on to kind of fix those things, to patch those holes up against tougher opponents?
I mean, Rome wasn't built in one day, right? And me and Maris, we have been in this team for 2nd week now. And we, like, there are the improvements, but there's still a lot of things we need to work on and address. So I just hope it's gonna be enough, like, it's gonna be enough for 4th place, you know? But I don't even know how many games we exactly need to win to have a chance for playoffs. But I just, like, I'm confident that we're gonna try our best, but I just want to know, well, just to see if we're gonna improve it enough with the limited time we have to actually, like, beat more teams.
Well, I'm looking forward to seeing it. Now, last question for you. You're going to have your old team, G2, up later in the week. You got your foundation now. Is it going to be enough to take them down?
I think it's been around 1 year, or 1 year and something, that I split up with them. And I see, like, really like all of them as, like, people, like, they're my friends. And it's going to be exciting to face them again, because I faced them with, like, Fnatic last year as well. And I'm excited to see like what changed in 1 year and how it is to play against them again, and how it is to play against Expect.
All right, well, we'll see how it all goes. I'm looking forward to it. Congratulations on your 2-0 victory today, Kikis.
Thank you.
All right, we're going to go ahead and go on cooldown, but don't go anywhere, guys. When we come back, Fnatic are taking on Splice. We'll see you in 3.5.